So Tony Quiles. So we have known each other, I figured out, or we figured out, for almost 30 years.
That's right.
And when we met, we were cooking together. And I remember clearly like yesterday, you had a long black ponytail down your back. You were carrying cases of produce on your shoulders because we were cooking for a conference together. And we're standing there chopping a million vegetables. And all of a sudden, Tony's quiet. He turned to me and he said, I'm moving to Italy. What? I'm moving to Italy. So Tony, what I want to talk to you about, because this show's about stress and how people handle stress and what they do about stress, what was your life in the States like? And what prompted you to say, you know what, I'm going. I'm just going.
Well, I don't know, because my jobs in the States, especially in New York, were always something very stressful,
Okay.
whatever I did. And it did take its toll. Like, stress takes a toll on everybody. And it's not just the stress, but it's also because of the stress and because of the jobs, I had a poor diet.
Right.
And that, along with the stress, brought me down. And as far as the moving part, I just took it as an opportunity to discover something new, something different, because I wanted to get out of that cycle.
Did you always cook?
I always did cook. As a matter of fact, one of my jobs I had for a small period of time in New York was I was sort of like a nanny.
Yeah.
And I cooked for a family.
Really?
Yeah, I cooked for a family, and it was friends of mine, and
Okay.
so it wasn't anything professional, but I helped them out because they were going to work, both of them, and I would stay behind and I would cook, for example, dinner for the kids, or even lunch, or sometimes bring them back from their sports events and
Right.
stuff like that. But even that, they were stressing it, because I'm not just cooking for myself, but I'm
Right.
cooking for other people.
Right. And you have to be there for them and all
Right.
that.
And-
But then when you came here, what did you discover? And when you go back and forth now, which I know you do, what do you see that makes you love it here so much? I know the list is long, but go ahead.
No, it's good, because the first time I moved, well, I was in Italy. I was in Milan. So there's a similarity between Milan and New York, which is an advantage and disadvantage.
Right.
The advantage was because I got along well as far as the language barrier. The disadvantage was the stress really didn't go away.
It was another city.
It was
where you
another
had stress.
city, same stressful stuff, a large population, traffic, everything else. You have to get from one place to another. All this stuff is stressful.
Yeah.
Even work was stressful.
Right.
Because I worked for a while in a restaurant.
Right.
And then I think the first time I actually moved out was when I did the first
Yeah.
group with you guys.
That's right. That's right. Tony actually worked with us on one of our trips, and we were in Incisa, which is one town over.
It's a couple of towns
Couple
down the
towns
valley.
over, and we discovered Rigello, and he said, I'm leaving Milan, I'm moving to Rigello. And again, I said, what?
Yeah, because
And that was what year?
that was in the first year was '99, wasn't it? We worked together. Yeah,
1999.
it was the summer of '99, and I remember going to Rigello, the bar in Rigello, and I thought this place is amazing.
Paradise.
I sensed it, I felt it,
Yeah.
and I felt more relaxed.
Yeah.
And so I figured, well, if we were doing the groups, in
Italy.
in Italy, I figured, well, you know what, it makes sense to move to a location where it's much easier to do the stuff. And I just got involved with people in the town, which is amazing too. Because living in a small town, it's not just relieving the stress, but also you have a support group.
You have a community you can count on.
Right. You have people that'll take care of you, people that'll help you out when you need help. And that goes a long way as far as being an immigrant in another country, because there's, the bureaucracy you have to deal with, and papers that you have to get, permissions, etc.
In order to stay.
In order to stay.
Right.
And if you don't have that, there's a big problem, because you can actually get thrown out.
So now when you go back to the States, do you count the days until you come home? Because this is home for you now.
Oh, it definitely is. And I sense it more if I spend some time in New York, for example.
Yeah.
When I'm walking around in Manhattan, because I feel like I'm standing still. I feel like people are just zipping by me at a speed that's incredible. And I go like, and I can sense it, and I don't like it. And I feel like I'm more on vacation than I'm back home.
Right.
And then when I come back here, I know I'm home.
You know you're home. And so you find your life is calmer and easier to manage now because A, you have a little bit of free time because you're retired.
Right, right.
But also because the pace in Italy is naturally a little bit slower.
Oh, it definitely
Which
is.
sometimes is frustrating bureaucratically, but in general.
No, okay, yeah. I must admit that at the beginning it was difficult. It was difficult to get adjusted to it because the pace is slow.
And we move so fast.
Yeah, and when you go places, you wait. People aren't rushing to do things.
That's right.
So if you go into the bank or if you go into the bakery, you're going to the mini market, you gotta do things at their pace because
Right.
it's much more relaxing. It's healthier.
But also, don't you find that it's more social too? Like you're standing in that line and you speak to each other. Like
Yeah.
you become more human in a way.
Oh, it is. It is more interaction there. For example, when I went to the small town where my grandmother grew up,
Yeah.
I never been there before, and the minute I walked into the store to ask for something, the people started acting like I was there for 100 years.
Yeah.
So
They
yeah.
welcomed you immediately.
Yeah, yeah. So there is that type of connection.
Yeah. Tony, thank you.
You're welcome.
I love talking to you about everything anyway, but I love talking to you about how you manage your life here. And for me, knowing you for as long as I do, I have to honestly say that you're younger now than you were when I knew you in the States. And I'm very blessed that you're my friend.
I am too.
That's it. And that is life in Italy, my friends. Hi, Tony.
Hello.
We finally made it to the kitchen. Benvenuto. Lovely to have
Thank you.
as always.
It's great to be here.
We worked together for so many years. I know today we're going to make Tony's favorite pasta dish, spaghetti all'olio, which means garlic and oil. And Tony makes it in a very delicate way, a very special way. And the history of the dish, you know this even, it comes from the south of Italy, where everyone was poor. It's part of what's known as cucina povera, the poor kitchen. And the best Italian dishes, it seems to me, come from that era of they had oil because they had trees, they had peppers because they grew them, they had garlic because everybody had garlic, and everyone had flour, so they made pasta. And that was it. So, Tony, how do we do this? I love the way you make this dish, so go ahead.
Okay, so what I normally do is I use roasted garlic.
Why?
I like roasted garlic because it has a more delicate flavor than raw garlic.
Than just raw, okay.
Raw garlic, right. And so what I usually do is I marinate. I take the olive oil.
Okay.
I put some olive oil.
There you go, my love.
All right, thank you. And I just put a small amount of olive oil.
Okay, now do you want oil in this pan as well for
Yes,
me?
yes, please.
Is this enough oil, Tone?
Yeah, that should be enough oil.
So you know what I love about this dish besides the flavor is that it comes together really quickly, and in a culture where we do everything, we have no time, but you really savor every bite of this dish slowly.
Yes, because the most important things are also the quality of the ingredients that you put in
Exactly.
there. And
So show me how to do this.
so
I
basically,
love roasted garlic, by the way. It's
So-
taken everything for me not to take this out of your hands and eat it.
because it's really good, and like I said before, it's a delicate flavor. It's kind of a pain to take out, but it's
That's all right.
So
So you don't use much.
no, I usually use 2 to 3 cloves of the roasted garlic.
Because most people, when they make this dish, I find they use a ton of garlic.
I don't
and
want-
it's too much, right?
Yeah, I don't want to overpower the dish.
Okay.
I mean, you want the flavor, but you don't want somebody just to sense the taste of the garlic,
Yeah.
even if it's roasted and
Right.
it's delicate.
Right. And then as you do that, Tony, what kind of peppers, like we have all different kinds of hot peppers here, including the flakes. So you're using fresh
I'm
though.
using fresh because they're available, and these are from the garden, so they're organic.
Oh, nice. You picked
So they're
them this
nice,
morning?
fresh.
Okay. There you go,
peppers.
man. Go get them. And is it
And-
true, Tony, that as you cook the peppers, they become actually less hot if they're fresh? The
If
dried
they're
get hotter?
fresh, no, I find it to be about the same.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. The only way, if you want it to be less hot, you take, like you always do, you take out the seeds from the
Yeah.
pepper. And with these, you
Spaghetti's
have to be
cooking,
careful
baby.
because these are very hot.
Yes,
So,
they are. All of these actually are super
Yeah.
hot. But we like hot, Tony, so go for it. Although don't overpower your dish. I
No,
know you're
no.
very particular.
That's okay.
No, it's good. And do you have a spoon to mix
one
that
for
with?
good
Or
luck.
one for good luck. There you go. And we just mix this now?
Yeah, just
Can I
mix
do
that
it?
up. Yeah, so I
Kinda
sort of like
smoosh the
mash,
garlic?
yeah, smash
Yeah.
the garlic into it if you
So
want.
you want it to really blend.
Right.
And so
So
this
that way
oil.
it looks more or less like that. And then
Right.
before I add it to the pan, what I do is I'll stir it up a bit so that
Okay.
way everything gets in.
So this is gonna. How long do you marinate this, Tony, altogether to develop the flavor?
It's the longer the better, but up
Longer
to
the
20
better.
minutes is good.
Ah.
But you don't have to. If you
Okay.
get in there for about 7 minutes, 8 minutes,
Okay.
that's just good enough.
So this one's gonna sit inside and marinate. We'll use this later, but Tony and I made one earlier so that it's nice and developed. Okay, so going in to stir the pasta.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so now do you heat your oil or do you want to
Well,
wait
what I
until
do
the
is
pasta's
I
ready?
wait until the pasta's almost done.
Okay.
I give the oil about 2 minutes.
Turn the oil on.
Yes, I turn the oil on.
And am I going, you want a strong flame or a low?
A medium flame.
Okay, and am I going right in?
Yeah.
Or do you want to put the oil in
No,
first?
I put the oil in first. Oh,
Okay,
where's the fork we have?
go on.
Thank you.
And now do you cook this a little bit or do
Yes,
you
I
want the
do.
pasta right in?
I give it about a couple of no, seconds in there.
Couple
Stir
seconds.
it a couple of seconds.
Spoon?
About half a minute.
Like that.
Stir it in.
Okay. Cooking with Tony, I have to tell you guys, is such a zen experience for me. Like, he's so calm in the kitchen. You're never going to be in a kitchen with Tony where people are yelling and screaming and throwing things because he so focuses on the cooking and the food and it's amazing. I
Okay.
love cooking with
So
you.
now it's sizzling.
So it's sizzling, so
I
now-
would lower the flame a bit.
Okay. Do you want it really low? Should I move it to a low, low burner?
No, that's good enough.
Okay.
Then I throw the pasta in.
Okay, here we go. Here we go, my friend. I'm going in. And you want me to bring some of the water too, right? You want the starch.
Yeah, because otherwise it won't coat it well. In my opinion.
Love that sound, Tony. Here we go. Let's get a couple more in there. Here, get yourself back on the burner.
Yeah.
You get a couple of these escapees in there.
I'm sorry, I'm left-handed.
No,
so-
no, yeah. That's right, I forgot. Okay. Everything's in.
And then we can add some black pepper.
Okay. Just a couple cracks.
Yeah,
How much? You tell me when.
one more,
Okay.
and that's good.
We don't need salt because we salted our pasta water really, really well. So, oh God, this smells so good. This smells so good, Tony.
And let's see how it tastes.
We will be eating it any second now. Ta-da. Oh yeah.
Okay, so that's it.
All right, you want me to go all chef on you?
You got it.
You want me to go all chefy on you?
You got it.
Okay.
You can shut off the flame.
Yep, watch this. Watch this, Tony. See if I can do it. Voila. Tony,
I think we got it.
this might be a dish that comes together fast, but we're gonna go and we're gonna enjoy it really slowly. So we'll see you as we eat. Buenísimo. Wow. Tony,
Not too spicy.
thank you so much for joining me in the kitchen as you have spaghetti in your mouth. So what are you waiting for? Let's get back to the cutting board, and I'll see you next time on Christina Cooks, the Macroterranean Way.